So, Saurabh, like I was saying, we're doing this. It's called upGrad Real Stories, and we're talking to our learners and alumni just to sort of put their experience in front of the world. And how did you find the course? And so I'll take you through the questions. I won't delve into it right now. Uh, Largely, and we're doing this live because we started off by recording people, calling them to a studio and whatnot. But we thought, what better way to sort of put a review in front of the world than doing it live, and hence this live session.
Yeah.
So welcome to that. Largely, our conversation today will be divided into three sections. One is your pre-upgrad story. Uh, what have you done in terms of education, in terms of work experience, right up to the point where you felt the need to upskill. It may not be upgrad also at that point. You may have chosen to do some free course. Typically, that's the journey that people follow, right? You do something on
Yeah, even
YouTube.
I started with the same free course on Udemy and everything. Yeah.
Correct, correct. So, but just I want to know your story right up till the point where you felt I need to upskill, and then we'll get
Okay.
into the during upgrad phase and post upgrad phase.
All right. All right. So, first of all, let me give you a brief background of what I have been doing in last 5 7 years and what have been my journey all throughout. Right. So, it starts with a very small beginning in a, you can say, a very small 10 by 15 feet of uh, garage, you can say, or you can say a room, you can say. And there we had, a very small setup of manufacturing facility. And we were actually doing a business of packaging there. And that business was ancillary industry, you can say. Uh, in layman's term, you can say we were serving two big brands, but on a very short scale. We were trying to make a name for a very long time now. And that journey has been started with my father, by my father in 1984 when the company was incorporated.
Hmm.
So I joined the business. I saw some, roadblocks over there, that how we are, facing troubles in production, how we are facing troubles in, fulfilling the orders, and then getting those orders being completed on time. I mean, all those cycles. So I had to figure out everything from the scratch. So
Hmm.
whatever we learned in diploma in marketing was actually reduced down to zero because when I was lucky enough to get a practical exposure, right hands on, after doing my graduation and post grad. So
Right.
there I saw that what actually happened was that the bookish language we are all following from so, so many years doesn't really
Yeah.
apply to the real world. So there I started on, finding with I started with the marketing part first. I went for I made a list of many clients and, visited them, and after that, then tracked few of them, not few of them, I would say some big of, some big names also, in fact. But
Hmm.
uh, then COVID happened. 7 8 years down the line, it was going smooth. We were roughly hitting targets of 2 CR of sales every annually. And it was good for us because we were growing and, gradually, and like a smooth sailing business, you can say.
Right.
But as when COVID hit, everything, the world took a upside down, like
Hmm.
Stranger Things. So what happened was there is that we were not able to figure out, our clients were not very, optimistic about the business themselves. And I would not name the clients because it will be a confidential matter. So, but these are big clients I'm talking about. They were not very much, optimistic about the business. Some of them switched the businesses. Some of them, started with doing something else. And I mean, everyone wanted to just survive that at that moment.
Yeah.
So 2022 was that time when we saw that there was a big transition in the industry itself. That people are, now switching to digital terms more. and not, particularly interested in traditional style of business. So in 2020, while the lockdown happened, I thought that this transition is not just with the industry, I am sure it is with the technology as well. So there on, I started with the, finding some courses on Googling here and there that what is happening around, asking some few of my friends, who were going through transition as well. So they suggested and they, uploaded some pictures that we have, started with this particular course, and our particular company has in their internal programs has introduced some programs on digital and everything.
Right.
And my wife was also one of them. So that too was, a major, I would say, a help at that moment, that she said that you'll have to, uh, change your shoes now. So I said, okay, let's see. I went through Google and then found out that some course through MICA, and one of my uh, school friend was, already a member of MICA,
Right.
and that too in a offline world. So, so I saw that there it has a credential to the industry, and it has a credential to the world as well. So upGrad was one of the partners, and one was, I don't know the name, but I thought upGrad is Ronnie Schoolwala's own child, so that cannot be, a bad that cannot be a bad decision for me, because I've seen his movies. I know that he will, take this to next level. So I like the style of, how they actually gave us the exposure to the projects, and meeting, helping us, to actually get an hands-on experience on how these digital things work, and met a
Got
few
it.
people over, online, who were actually handling pan India operations of digital at that moment. I was not very aware of it, that it has grown into such an exponential industry after, while we were busy. So I met this guy called Apoorv Sharma. He was very, he had a, brief project with us. Not a project, I would say. He had a brief session with us,
Hmm.
but he started in 2012. So he also became an inspiration. Then there was Pooja was an inspiration. Likewise, Siddharth Deshmukh was an inspiration. So likewise, all those mentors, they helped us that, yeah, it will, you know, they wanted us to apply those skills into your, own industry. And कुछ मैंने उनसे डायरेक्ट सवाल भी पूछे कि ऐसे ऐसे हम करना चाह रहे हैं, and they were very helpful at that. So after that,
Got it.
post that this upgrad course, I started applying those skills to my existing business in a manner that what we were actually doing for other clients, we started for our own, uh, for our own facility now. That
Understood.
uh, like we were producing some goods for other companies, we saw that they are not able to, push those sales at a much larger scale, and plus they are also looking for such partners that who can actually come digital and, sell their own products, and meanwhile they are also exploring other options. So
Understood.
we started with launching our own e-commerce brand at that particular moment, and it was just a decision which came out of, I would say, from the gut itself, that this had to be done now. I think this is the time. Then Shark Tank happened after that. That was again a push for us, and we started growing our business online. Eventually, we now are doing 3 states basically with Amazon as an associate, and soon we will be launching our own website also, and we'll be, applying those same skills uh, to the, to the website and all other platforms is suitable for the for our category. If it is quite, if it is works for us.
Got it.
So that is all. I would
I
not
sorry,
say,
I
yeah, I would not say that we have achieved uh, major big milestones, but we are trying day and hard to get those numbers, and finally we are getting some sort of confidence that this particular digitization is helping small entrepreneurs like us to grow in our own way.
That's very interesting. I want to actually come specifically talk about what you're doing now.
Mhm.
But I want to pick up on a couple of things that you said. And I'm just going to
Okay.
go back to when you decided to upskill. You mentioned that I had heard about MICA. I knew that upGrad is running Screwwala's companies, so it should be good.
Mhm.
How much of a factor did this trust on the institution, trust on the education technology provider like upGrad? Uh, and I'm saying this because I know that a lot of our prospective learners, obviously, if I also were to invest, upwards of 1 lakh, which is what typically our programs cost, I'll do my research, right? You want to know that your money is going to the right place. What are some of the things that you considered, and did you also consider doing it from somewhere else? Because there are also other people who offer such programs, not from MICA maybe, uh, but I just want to understand so that our viewers can understand what are typically the checks that people do before applying for a course.
Uh, so while I was browsing through this particular course, I went to many websites, and what actually helped in gaining that confidence was obviously the peers help you out in that, and uh, those network you have, and if somebody has already done it, and that you know helps you gain much confidence that yes, that must be a if it is like for you example, are in itself मतलब आपका you have a good reputation with a good company, and you have done a course from a particular institution, so that again helps you to I mean you don't have to endorse it. It's actually
Yeah,
been endorsed. It's been that your work is done, the institution's work is done when
true.
uh, such people like Shreyas is handling such positions. So that is the way how it worked for me. I don't know. There are many ways to being being influenced by these things, but for me it works like that. That when a person who is doing very well in the society and when well with their job and profession, he actually becomes a very good influencer for that own institution as well. So that was my call according to those parameters.
Understood. You also mentioned Shark Tank happened.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on what happened?
So I mean, not very much, I'm not a very TV person, right? I mean, from beginning, I watch my content according to my own wish. So, and since the LimeWire and everything happened, so you know that. Uh, so someday, the other day, I was, visiting my parents' house, so I and was then seeing this particular show. And after that, I saw that this actually, happening. And while they were telecasting it, upGrad was one of the main sponsors, I guess,
Yeah,
into the show. Yeah. So I was pretty excited. Yes, that again, helped me regain my confidence that my decision is not so vague or without research. So it helped me, get I mean, my decision was solidified there and then. That when you see such companies being endorsed in such big shows. So it actually, gives you more confidence and helps you more uh, build trust with the brand.
understood. How was your, I know you mentioned that you already had a friend in MICA and you sort of did your research, but
Yeah,
were you very sure that this is the program that you want to do? You want to get into, or at least upskill in digital marketing?
yeah.
And how did, and
Since because I was into the marketing background only, since when I joined my business, I've always been a person who cannot, be sitting in one place. But digital is something which has actually shaped marketing into a new, I would say, a new industry also. I mean, digital marketing is not traditional marketing. You know,
Yeah.
right?
It's not a medium. That's what
It's
I've
not a medium.
understood in.
Although,
Yeah.
yeah, although I do understand it's a branch of marketing. It is, I mean, those fundamentals are same. It is not no different. And the same, there are digital associates, and there is a manager, and there is a, uh, manager का भी आपका जो रहता है, head हो जाता है. So
Yeah.
I think in that fashion, traditional business will also function the same way. But now things are moving online, so we have given new terms, new jargons to that.
Mm.
Would say that it is now very different from what we used to do 7 years before and what we are doing now. And it's actually not that easy as well, I would say, because building a team online is not that easy also. I mean, uh,
Absolutely.
because there are many, mm, the personal connection is very much missing these days because of the
Yeah.
digital. Earlier, when we used to build a marketing team, we used to build connections as well, and businesses used to thrive on those connections as well. But
True.
one, it is now becoming more of a professional nature with this medium. But I see that it will, coexist with the traditional business model because any brand, even if it is upgrad for that matter, will not function without emotions. I mean, they like you are, taking this feedback from me, that how was your course and everything. Likewise, you have to again reach out to your customers in a different manner maybe. But I think
Mm.
this strategy of just giving those things and not taking a feedback and not building a connection will not help you, gain more organic results. It will, just burn your money every time when you're doing it. So I see. So this is basically what I have learned from the experience, not from the way of uh, from somebody else or from a book or from a project. This is something I have learned from my own experience that becomes very essential part of it.
Understood. When you started, because you've done, like you said, you have a background in marketing.
Hmm.
How was your talk us through your first week? And of course, learning itself, starting your learning journey again. We all grow up having heard कि पहले पढ़ाई खत्म कर लो फिर जो करना है वो करो. Right? So in our mind, we always think कि पढ़ाई खत्म होती है, उसका एक phase होता है. Uh, so for a lot of people, who start upskilling after 6 years, 7 years, 8 years of working, even 2, 3 years of working, it's a very different experience to start studying. So talk us through your first week of the course. How did you find it? Curriculum kaise laga and all of that. Just the first week.
I
And
was
of course,
pretty
how did you
excited. Yeah,
manage?
no, I was pretty excited. Being a student is always uh, growing up again. Is actually you're
Yeah.
finding new things to learn. You have new people to see, and you are also completely new horizons open after it. So once it started, I wasn't pretty sure that how it will shape into. But as the course went by and as the project went by, as we had those sessions and then after those sessions we had those projects. So everything just went on auto mode, I would say. So you get that kind of you can say that frequency and then wavelength with the cohort.
Hmm.
So it was pretty much slow at the starting, but as you know, the how the script works, DDLJ movies, whatever they say. It starts with a very small and very silent ship sailing, but then there are turns, and then there is more events, and then so it was pretty much well designed. I would say the course was very much well designed. So I would definitely recommend it if needed be, if anybody is looking for it. But after all, these days, you cannot influence so easily as well because there are many factors involved. But for me,
True.
it went well. Yeah, I would say that as the course was designed, it was very much engaging and very much uh, giving you on-hand knowledge of everything we were learning. So for every session, I mean, for every uh, okay, I think there was a project to every part of curriculum we were finishing up with. So that was pretty much, testing your own skills along with that. So
Got it.
it went
I
amazingly well for me.
I want to
Yeah.
ask you, what's your
Mhm.
favorite part of the program? Because specifically for digital marketing, we hear typically in let's say data science hai, ya, tech ke courses hai,
Mm.
we know exactly which modules are being liked by people, and we know that these are star
I think
faculty.
projects
These
are
are
always more insightful
hmm,
because they give you more of a practical exposure to your skills and how these things are actually working. How like we did a session with Apu. I remember he was talking about Apple and how Apple is leveraging those technologies and tools to uh, get us being hooked. I mean, get us hooked to the phones and everything. Although Tim Cook says personally that we made phones, for people's use, but they are now actually lost in the phone. So we
yeah,
didn't want anything like that to happen. But it is very much of a marketing efforts by the company itself. That how they are, being able to get people so hooked to the and make your decisions more concrete at the end.
true.
And like we did a small project on not a small project, it was a case study on Flipkart, uh, that how they are using the small vibrations in your window screen to help you you know get the decision get the decision from you how to create urgency for the products. So those are pretty much small things which we do not have control on, and sometimes you just go with the flow. So it was a very good an eye opener for us as well, then how we are being manipulated, and sometimes also those decisions are being so influenced that we do not know whether we wanted it or not.
Yeah, true.
So it was very fun to watch. Yeah, yeah. But
I
now
was doing
while applying those skills after the course, I am more aware of the technology. I'm more aware, and I'm now more conscious of how these things work. So this is more actually put you on the other side of the story, that how you can influence people or rather being influenced. So that
yeah,
is one part you learn after this. That I think that is very uh, an essential part of the technology which all the kids should know, I guess,
true.
because I have seen in my own circles that people not so aware of this thing, aware of these things. They are giving the phones to the kids, and they are being so pretty much just lost in them, and they do not know what's behind the technology.
True. I was doing this podcast a couple of weeks ago, and it was
Oh,
on
you have
digital
a
marketing.
podcast as well?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As in, I host a podcast for upGrad.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I had a bunch of marketeers in the room, and we were discussing just about this, about you know, data collection and how phones are whatever. And I realized that when we are browsing our phone, it's actually our phone that is browsing us and
Actually, it's the
finding
other
out
way
things.
around. You're correct. You're correct.
Yeah,
You're
true,
absolutely correct. Because right now, the more we use our phone, it's becoming our parent,
true.
and we are not listening to the people around us
Yeah, true,
who
true,
are there for a longer period of time. Maybe before the phones were invented, or you had them in your hand. So that
true,
is something, the kind of a personal loss we are having these times in these times,
true.
and people
But
will not realize. they will realize after it's too late.
Yes, and hence I'll use this opportunity to do a bit of a product plug. The best thing that you can do on your phone is upskill with upgrad.
Correct. Correct.
So
So
do that.
it's actually what you do with the technology, not being consumed by it.
True, true. Acha, tell me something. How did you like this feature that we have in the program where you can run your own ad campaigns with like real money and get
Oh
people
yeah,
to the website?
yeah. You gave some 1,000 bucks for the in the wallet, and we had to
Yeah,
run the sample. I remember that. That was good. But actually, that is very much essential for you to uh, know how these things actually work in a real world. So
true.
it was good. I mean, yeah, it gave a more exposure to the subject line, whatever we had. So and especially building those creatives and then A/B testing it, and then watching those results and how these are being consumed by the um, consumers. So it was
Understood.
pretty much very essential to the, I think, to the curriculum. And we should, I think, they must be, I don't know if they are, redoing the curriculum as well, but they should have more of these things,
Yeah,
in my opinion. Yeah. Because
true.
I think that is the main gist of the course, what you're
True,
learning
true,
there. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Hands-on learning. I think
Yeah.
that is what differentiates paid courses. I won't
Yeah.
just say
I
upgrad
told you,
while
I did a course from a free website, and it had a very good, kind of a curriculum part. But what was missing was the projects. What was missing was the sessions with the people. What was missing was the alumni part, and there's no clarity on why you will be, what you will be achieving after this. So
yeah,
I think these things are, at the end of the day, what you gain out of your curriculum is what is your network, is your project, का जो result है आपका, and not but the least to आपका certificate. That is also a very essential part these days, because the badge of honor you get after that. I was not very much lucky to have that uh, that ceremony they hold in Ahmedabad.
yeah,
That is, that is also there, right?
yeah, yeah.
What do
The
you call that
graduation
ceremony? Yeah, the valedictorian ceremony.
valedictorian ceremony,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. So that ceremony I was not lucky enough, because we were in the lockdown. I was during the lockdown. So,
Right.
but I have heard that is also very a great trigger for a student, to
Yeah, yeah,
revisit
absolutely.
to revisit the faculty, and have a little absorption of the marketing world.
Absolutely. In fact, like I've been in one of these live,
Yeah.
graduation ceremonies. We've also started doing now offline ones. I don't know for sure if we've done one with MICA. Sorry, give me a minute. Huh? I don't know if we've done one with MICA, but with some of our other programs we started doing, and probably with MICA also. But even if it's online, it's just such a great atmosphere being part of that group of people who are now graduating, just seeing them, participate, and it gives you a sense of achievement, right? You put in those hours
Correct.
because it is a commitment. You put in the hours, you did your coursework, and then to be sort of acknowledged for it, I think it's a great feeling.
No,
I
no,
also wanted to,
it is very much, makes you feel a part of that world again. So I
to,
actually miss that, because if I had to, I'll reach out to my mark and the upgrade people that, if possible, they should, do it now for that
oh yeah,
particular
yeah.
cohort.
Since we got connected over this session, I am also going to put in a word and I'll try to get you into the next one.
I think 38 was the number of cohorts.
Yeah. No, that we'll have you in our
Hi, that
records,
you
not
can
a
find
problem.
out.
Yeah. I also wanted to ask you on another thing that sort of separates free courses and free internet courses and upgrad. which is the services that we provide in addition to the curriculum and course content that we do, right? There are doubt resolution sessions, there's interview preparation. Of course, you have your own company, so maybe it wasn't so needed for you. But
Hmm.
specifically with doubt resolution sessions or industry experts के साथ जो sessions होते हैं, how did you find these? Did it help? And of course, the forum that we have where sort of learners
No, I
ask each
haven't
other questions.
got that time to get hands-on on the program. Because,
Acha.
I got to know it much later as well because some of my the person from the cohort itself was uh, on the forum very much active. So so I mean I didn't have that much of a time to because I got busy with my own work after the lockdown was over. So
Hmm.
that was one. I don't know if it is that I mean
Understood. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
essential or
not.
that is very productive because I
Yeah,
haven't found those forums. A lot of jibber jabber happens over there. So I I mean try to avoid those things. And
yeah. No, if it's not relevant to you, I mean, there are a lot of sections that are not relevant to some people, right?
hmm, hmm.
We keep
Yeah,
it so
it
that
might
we
be
can.
relevant to some section of the cohort
Correct.
who are actually seeking out or reaching or want to reach out to more people.
Yeah, and
Like for me,
especially,
LinkedIn worked. I mean, in a better fashion. I mean, in a
yeah,
better way, I would say, because LinkedIn was something when I posted my graduation part and that I have completed this course. So many people, from not directly but indirectly, they came to know, and I sort of, got hold of many people over there
understood.
who wanted to know that how the course was.
Yeah. No, for I'll just give you an example, right? For younger people, one of the
Can we just
biggest.
pause for a second?
Sure, sure. Okay. To anyone listening in, we're just going to wait for Saurabh for 2 minutes. Until then, I hope you're enjoying this live broadcast of our alumni testimonials. We'll hope to keep doing this every day. We're also shooting with people, but this is something that we're trying out just so that things are very, very transparent. Uh, no better way to show what we can do for you than by having live testimonials. Also, I'll take the time to put our product again, plug our product again. The course that Saurabh is talking about is the advanced certificate in digital marketing and communications with that upgrad offers with MICA. MICA is, of course, the curriculum and the content of the course provider. It's powered by upgrad technology, and we provide additional services along with the course, like placement services, soft skill building, and a bunch of others. You can go check it out on our website. It's under the digital marketing course section, so please go check it out.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry.
Hey, sorry. All right.
Uh,
Uh, Saurabh, I think,
uh,
now I can see. All right. So just, I think we're almost at the end of it. Just a couple of sort of follow-up
sure.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in business, and again, entrepreneurs is also, a good section of our learners. While there are younger people who are looking to get their first jobs into digital marketing, then there are experienced marketeers who've been doing television, print, non-digital marketing who want to sort of upskill in digital. And then there are entrepreneurs who want to apply it
in the ATL
in their,
side.
yeah, ATL, correct. That's
Yeah.
the second category. But there are also then entrepreneurs and business owners who want to apply it in their own businesses. So how are you applying your learnings in your current line of work? And how is that helping you in general in your professional life?
So, Shiv, first of all, I was not very sure that this particular skill set will be beneficial to my business because that transition was expected, but it wasn't expected at such a pace that it will happen. But as soon as I started applying the skills, I got to know that this particular tools and everything, are already in place on the platforms, and would say they were uh, much better and much advanced tools were already in place. Like if we talk about uh, Google AdWords and then this SEM and SEO, and there is some tools to find those I mean those roadblocks to the SEOs and those ranking parameters and everything. They were actually way much dynamic than we expected. And as I built my team online with the help of Amazon, of course. So they were very much helpful, and I was very much, let's say, it helped me, to communicate with them in a very easy fashion. When they were already well versed with the terms because they were already working with a big concern, right? So, but it then actually made a problem for me as well because I could, actually, uh, communicate with them and build strategies and how to work, take it forward and everything. So that was pretty much, I would say, helpful for me that post the course that I was well prepared for the what's next to happen. So and it was very interesting to see that as soon as we got over with the course, there were again new things which were launched by Google at that particular Google input and output
Yeah.
event. What happened? So again we had to learn, you know, that they are similarly happened with Amazon that they were coming up with new tools and new third party applications to help you build your own small set of business.
True.
So I think it's this thing is not never stopping. This will keep on get more into details like now AI and ML is actually taking over. So people are putting the businesses onto auto mode. So this is going to happen. I mean, the changes are very much earlier it used to be 3 to 5 years down the line, but now we see that it will be more at a much faster rate as it used to be.
Understood. True, true. Did you know, by the way, that we now have a Gen AI module in the digital marketing course?
Oh,
So
okay. I'm not
and so this is where we teach marketers or aspiring digital marketers how to use generative AI to do things like create content, but also to analyze marketing data and in general. So, in fact, we were one of the first edtechs to have it, I think, across more than 30 programs, uh, Gen AI module. So agree with you on your point about the need for updating. I think upgrad, if upgrad doesn't update itself, then we don't have the right to ask people to keep updating themselves. All right,
I mean,
cool.
obviously, it is very, I mean, it is very important because nowadays, you're not so busy with your life and your work that you do not catch hold of these things. So,
True.
being a part of that program and being a part of the aluminum part is also very beneficial. I think it is good to see that if, the same cohort comes back to the some certain like this and, they want to upgrade again. And I think this will happen because the kind of brand they have built around this and the kind of the curriculum they have designed actually very much interesting.
Cool. All right,
Thanks.
Saurabh, it was great chatting with you.
Same here.
Best of luck in whatever you're doing. It seems like you're absolutely killing it. You were, yeah.
In fact,
From what you,
uh, I would connect you on the personal basis, on the personal level. I think you are the person who can help us elevate more.
yes,
That part.
please do. We'll be in touch. Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for taking the
Thank you.
time out,
Thank you, Shreyas.
and
Thank
thank
you
you for
so much
coming
for
in.
your time.